Hello, welcome back to 90s Rusty Retros, and welcome back to the Corsa B project. Basically, nothing has happened recently because I've been working, so not a lot has changed. I'm sorry if you can hear the rain or Chris grinding back metal. He's been welding, so you might hear a bit of background noise. Just deal with it. It's nothing major. It'll pass. Anyway, I've zip tied the front cross member in. Just zip tied it. I'll show you that in a bit, just to have it in place and clear some room for me to walk about, which has made no improvement because I still can't walk about, as you can tell. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've sanded back more of the filler on the panels. They're almost perfect. There's a little bit more to do, and then they can be left and done. That's it. I've ground the jacking points on the front because they were a bit crusty, so I've been grinding those back with a grinder. I've now put some hammerite on, just waiting for it to dry, and then I can prime it with rust inhibitor primer and put some red paint over it just to tidy it up. That job would be done. Yeah, there's not a lot more that's been happening really, other than I've sanded a bit more of the bumper trims to paint, but I mean, I can't paint them now because it's raining. You can't see it, but it really is. It's throwing it down. Yeah, that's it for now. So I will leave you to it, and I will film some bits when I've got some bits done. I'll give you a little show around. So yeah, I'll catch you in a short bit. So, like I was saying, front cross member is now zip tied in. Looks a lot tidier, a lot nicer than that rusty one that we had in. Ignore the metal floor there. So that's done. I have hammerited the jacking points, which are under the car, under there, which you can't see, but they're under there. They've been hammerited. These have been sanded back a little bit more. They're almost flush with the car. Don't know if you can tell. Looks a lot better. These bits here have been sanded, so they're nearly ready. Other than that, not a lot's been happening. And not a lot's been happening, but purely because of the weather. We were going to be doing the podcast today. That won't be happening. I apologise. It's not podcast weather, so it ain't happening. But I will do a car review in replacement of the podcast. So I apologise for no podcast, but it ain't the weather for it, and we ain't sitting out there in the rain. So yeah, I'll do a car review for you instead, and that should tie you over till the next weekend, and I'll do a podcast. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Hello, you joined me on the floor again. Going to use some rust inhibiting primer now on the jacking points under here that I've ground back and put some hammerite on because they were looking rather crusty. And if you know an old Vauxhall, especially from the 90s and back, they love to rust. Excuse me. So yeah, going to do that, and then I'm going to paint it, and then we'll see how we go. Then I've got a few other jobs I need to finish. So just finish off sanding some of the bulges in this filler that you can see behind me on the doors. And then I think with the weather at the minute, that'll probably be all we can do today, really. Maybe do a bit more on the rear balancer. But yeah. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Where did I just put the lid? There. Right, don't be alarmed. You now join me on the floor on the other side of the car. I've changed because I've just primed that one, as you would have seen. Don't know if you're aware, you probably won't hear it because it'll be my luck I film now, but just as I moved the camera from that side to this side, in that space of about 10 seconds, thunder broke through. So we're having some thunderstorms. So brilliant weather we're having today. Don't quite know what to make of that, but here we are. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with priming this other side, let this dry both sides, and then I've got some red paint to throw on, and then that's the jacking points of the car pretty much sorted. They should do another few years until they need eventually and will need replacing at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, let's crack on. Right, so while I'm waiting for the primer to dry, I'm going to finish off sanding the bits of filler on the doors, which you can't see at the moment because you're angled at me, obviously. There's not much left to do. It won't take 2 minutes, but I'll film a little bit for you just to keep you occupied. It may seem like this project's hit a stop. It hasn't. It's just the weather's impeding me. Right, so I know that I said the weather wasn't brilliant and it's not really weather to be painting, but I am indoors, which means I can technically still paint. What I want to do is prime these plastic bumper insert, the immersion inserts, just so they're primed. They've been sanded, but they just need a bit of primer just to keep them tidy. And I need to sand it, I can sand it back. That's the plan. We'll see how the primer takes. I've got some regular primer anyway. But yeah, that's the whole idea at the moment. We'll see how we go. Maybe try and do the bumpers, but I haven't got black primer. That's the idea, is to have some black primer really. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get these started because the filler is done on the panels. Near enough it's done. It just 1 or 2 little scrubs over, but I'm not filming that because you don't need to see it. You've seen me do it before, so there's no need to film that. So I'll finish off with these, and then there's a few other bits I need to do, and then I'm going to go off and film another video after this to keep you all entertained for the week, and then yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, so as you would have seen, I'm priming the bumper trim that's below me, as you would know from the video that I'm going to show you after. What I've started doing, bear with, I've started priming bits I sanded down. Do you remember in the with front wheel arches? Thank you, speaker. The arches, I sprayed some bits. Let me bring you down a bit here. There you go. So I've just primed down, so there and up there. And I've done some in the engine bay on one side, as you can see. So primed some bits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint those with some heat paint because they're in the engine bay. And it's a better red than the normal red I've got. The other red's not the right red. So I'm going to do that. I have done the jack and points. They are now painted red. They're now done. So yeah, I'm going to paint those, and then most of the bodywork stuff that I wanted to tackle is done then, at least, and there isn't a lot left to do. Other than like the engine bits and mounting things, welding, stuff like that. It's all starting to come along quite nice. But yeah, so things are coming along. Thank you for telling me that. It keeps saying speaker low, battery low. Sorry, speaker low. What the fuck am I on about? Battery low. I know. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on painting or priming those bumper trims, and then we'll see where we get to. Well, they don't look the best, but they are now painted instead of being like sanded metal. They are now primed in red. You won't see any of this, so I'm not bothered of how it's come out. Like I said, you won't see it. As you can see down there, now red and red. Just done the other side in primer. Just got to do that bit under there, and then we're done. So what do you think? Primer's on, and you know what? That looks really, really good. I'm well happy with that. I'm chuffed. Wow, that is going to look so good when it is painted flame red. I couldn't be happier with that. I really couldn't. That is a massive improvement. I'm well happy with that. We are moving on later into the day now. So, let me fix you a bit on the wonk here. There you go. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on with some other bits, and then yeah, before long we'll have a decent video. So yeah, catch you in a bit. So bad news. The Corsa B project has got yet more rust, which I'm currently wearing with dirt. Yeah. It needs 2 rear sills. I had a feeling it might do, but yeah. Not the end of the world. Bit problematic, obviously, and a bit of a setback, but glad we found it now. You know, haven't finished the car, haven't got it all done. I'd rather it's been found now and we can sort it while we're sorting the rest of it out. But I promise, I think that's the end of, and that's the furthest extent of the rot goes. It's just the 2 rear ends of the sills, and not the whole lot of sills. It's literally just 2 rear corners, which is where that rear arch is hole in. Someone's undersealed rust and holes basically to hide it, and it's escalated obviously. One side needs metal, the other side might need a tad. It needs grinding right back though, unfortunately. I've done a good hammer test and got a load of it off, but yeah, minor setback. But we won't let that stop us. We'll carry on and we'll get this old girl back on the road sometime soon. So yeah, I thought I'd give you an update on that. According to Chris, it just needs a few small patches and should be good to go again. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Right guys, that is it from me. Hope you enjoyed. Bit of good, bit of bad, bit of everything been done today. Found some rust, need some sills, etc. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Hopefully during the week. I've only managed to get one out this weekend, unfortunately, but I will try and get one out through the week for you, which will be a car review, and we'll see how we go. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Left on, they need to come off because they're in the way of the new one. Other than that, I've not done a lot. I've sanded a bit more of the finish. Someone's here already. Who's that? Oh, he's here. Yeah. Jack. Hello, welcome back to 90s Rusty Retros, and welcome back. Oh.